this video is sponsored by Acronis. Today we're going to be putting Temu to the test. I'm going to be buying nothing but gaming gear, games, game consoles, you name it from Temu. We're going to see, is it real or is it fake? All right, let's just look up Nintendo, right? Surely we're gonna see nothing but legit stuff here. Super Mario Odyssey for Nintendo Switch, which is a $41 copy of the game. Apparently, it's at 68% off. Normally, it's $133. So this is one of those items that seems pretty legit, right? Like, surely they're not gonna give me a fake Super Mario Odyssey, right? I feel like I've seen this before. It's a like PS Vita knockoff that they just colored like a Switch. It apparently will play free games, and it is for Christmas, Halloween, and a Thanksgiving Day gift. You know, I love to celebrate the Thanksgiving season by giving my loved ones in life a knockoff PS Vita that is scanned to look like a Switch. But for 28 bucks, what could go wrong? Oh wait, no, this is actually cool. Hold up. So it's just a little plug that you put in the back of an N64 and it gives you a 1080p out with a 3.5mm audio jack. For 12 bucks, that's actually legitimately kind of cool. So these are like weird knockoff Joy-Cons that are transparent, which I'm always a big fan of transparency, but it comes with this like M sort of shape, so it's rotated around, and it comes with both a high and a short 3D joystick for 18 bucks. Dude, I feel like I can do a whole video just on Switch stuff. This is actually great. Everyone to add RGB to your PS5? Well, with this ugly USB powered extension, you can load it up inside your PS5 and have beautiful RGB. Wow. Let's look up Razer. So, okay, there's a lot of Razer stuff here. Is it real? So this is the Razer Wired Ergonomic Universal Game Mouse. Boy, that font does not fill me with confidence. This is a $17 mouse. Sure. Oh, this is gonna be bad. A Switch VR headset. Now, there are a couple of Switch games that do support VR. I'll give it a try. This is not gonna be good. So with that, my friends, it's time to push the big orange checkout button, and I'll see you on the other side. I'm very excited for today's video because we got some really legitimately cool things.
Not legitimately.
Really? Who needs a first party like Nintendo seal of quality when I've got the Temu seal of quality?
What? No.
All right. Oh, well, I see a game right off the top. So what's different is, so this is the Hong Kong version of Super Mario Odyssey in Chinese, which hopefully there's an English language option. Over on this side, we've got a Japanese model Switch Lite. Okay, so this seems totally legitimate. That's definitely a real Switch Lite. I mean, obviously you could spend a little bit more money and get a US model Switch, which does come with a proper warranty. But if you compare that with a used Switch, I mean, this seems fine. Thank you very much. Let's though see how the game is. All right, inside we've got a game. Of course, there's only one real true test to see if this is a legitimate Switch cartridge.
Don't do it. No,
You mean put it in the Switch?
Yeah, it's real. It tastes very bitter. Let's see what we got. Yeah, this is just straight up Super Mario Odyssey. I love Bowser and his pimp arc. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know what there is to say negative about this. I mean, it is certainly an authentic, legitimate Switch. The game is real, everything works just fine. We can't say that we got scammed by Temu. I mean, we got exactly what they promised at relatively decent pricing. So, 2 thumbs up. Good start. Yeah, you know what? Here, Ken, let's do this old school. Why don't you just throw me items?
Yeah.
We'll spice it up a little bit. Look, it's Ditto. Ditto. Ditto, ditto.
You said like the good old days.
It is like the good old days.
Stop blocking the road.
How much did I pay for these Pokemon accessories and accoutrements?
The Snorlax costume is $21 and the Ditto plush is $9.
You know what? Good deal across the board. I'm going to use Ditto to transform back into Austin. Whoa, look, it worked! Ha! Man, my little buddy knows how to use transform. Too bad he didn't transform into a better YouTuber.
Or $1 million.
Yeah, I'd take $1 million. A huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Acronis. Acronis Cyber Protect Home Office provides complete protection for your data and digital life. It's the only personal solution with a unique integration of cybersecurity and backup technologies. Safeguard your sensitive data against all modern threats, like cutting-edge cyber attacks, accidental deletion, disk failure, or device loss. Gone are the days where you need several services to keep your data safe. Acronis saves you time, money, and it's super simple to manage everything from a single interface. Bad actors are getting smarter and harder to stop. Acronis has your back with award-winning backup software that neutralizes cyber threats like ransomware attacks, and you've also got comprehensive coverage protecting you against malware and even identity theft. With features like 24-hour support, up to $1 million in identity fraud protection, and real-time monitoring and alerts, you can rest easy knowing that the thieves can't easily scam you. Just use the code AustenEvans2023 for a 40% discount, which can be used for all home office products. And thank you again to Acronis for sponsoring today's video. PS5? Okay, so we've got ourselves LED strip lights for PS5 for both disc and digital, which looks just lovely. So after putting those little tiny bits of adhesive on, let's give it a try. So I'm gonna start out with this fan. Now, I think I need to just route them with the cables this way. That's actually, you know what, that fits pretty well. Okay, before we actually test this, let's get rid of this. A regular shell? What is this? A Sony commercial? Oh, no. Oh, no. Let's take a look at these faceplates. So this is the HonCam console faceplate for PS5. If this looks a little debrandy to you, it's because it's very debrandy. And if it looks like they ripped the Legion logo, they also did that too. Well, let's do it, my friends. And we've got the shell. You know what? That's actually kind of nice. And here's the other side, which is the exact same kind of thing. So honestly, like, fairly high quality plastic. I mean, $34 is not unreasonable, honestly. I mean, certainly cheaper than any other options out there. And it's nice. Like, I thought this was gonna be like super cheapy, but it's actually like pretty high quality plastic. No, that's not going on there. Uh-oh. I wonder, is this too thick? Is this causing a problem? Hey! Just shove it really hard. Can we dim the lights and see how this looks? So I'm gonna start cycling through. So I turn it green, for example. You can see what it's doing.
It looks cool from the top.
It looks, yeah, from the top, I agree. But boy, you know what? This is just not meant to be used with a shell like this.
I would argue it's also not meant to be used with a black shell. Like, I would say throw the white shell back on.
Or, whoa! Okay, that looks kind of cool.
Wait, that chase actually looks surprisingly nice. Like, it is fluid animation.
But you can see, look, if you watch the chase, you can see it doesn't quite line up with the holes in this shell, which I guess is fair enough. You can see it kind of goes like up here. Okay, you know what? I had the perfect answer because we have another set of shells. Oh, wow, that's, well, thank you, indeed. That is quite the shade of orange. Orange, wow. So for context, this is a good shade of red. This is not. I think they forgot to turn the saturation up, add a little extra red pigment in the dye, because this is, ugh. Now, I will say that this was also around $30, and it's not even close. Those other plates are so much better. But let's put it on. Let's maybe fire up these LEDs again and see if it looks any better. So, remember that thing I was telling you about the quality of these plates being a little subpar? Oh my gosh, is that a super mini SN01 home entertainment system? How much was this cheapo McCheapo face?
It was $25.
Too expensive, too expensive. So this is meant to look like the SNES Mini, except it's just, look. Quality. It smells like nail polish remover. Let's fire up this disappointment of a console.
Give it a chance.
Wait, it's already on.
Maybe I spoke too soon.
Yeah, I think you did. What the? Hey. All right, it works, and it is a generic NES clone machine. Whoa, can't believe it. UFO race. Nah, you know what? I actually do want to play UFO race. That sounds fun. We're never gonna get to Earth at this rate. Listen to the audio. Listen to that beautiful audio.
It's just one lap.
This is the, oh, this is our Genesis cart, right?
Yeah.
We wouldn't be buying fake stuff from Temu without some sus ROMs and carts. So this is for the Genesis, and it is the Super 480-in-1 Classic Collection. Hot 4 gigabits, which is probably enough for every single Genesis game ever. You know what I'm kind of curious about? I'm gonna actually try it. I'm gonna open it up and see what's inside this thing.
Maybe
Before
we
you
should
test it
try it first.
Try it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll open it up in a minute after I try it. Can you remind me how much this one was?
This was a whopping $35.
This was $35.
Yes.
Okay, well, I got nothing. Super 480-in-1, activate. Yeah. Keep in mind that this poor image quality is purely because we're using RF, because it's the only cable we've got. If we had a higher quality setup, we would, but this does actually seem like it's a thing. So we've got 480 games for the Genesis. What do I do? Wait. I just died. This is riveting. Yeah, if you really want a bunch of ROMs for your Genesis, you could buy this fake cartridge from Temu, which I'm now going to open up and see what's inside after I turn off the horrible static. Because it says it's got 4 gigabytes, which obviously would be a tremendous amount for a Genesis cart, which had probably, so we've got a button cell battery on the back, and then we've got a bit of flash memory, an Altera Max little chip. So I guess I do kind of understand why this is $30, because I mean, good luck trying to get your hands on one of these, like trying to manufacture a new one today. Like this is probably all like super old stock or whatever. I mean, these chips were probably made 15, 20 years ago. Temu, what would we do with you when we want to find illicit back market ROMs at kind of expensive pricing?
This isn't back market.
Nope. If it was back market, they probably would not be selling me fake ROMs. Hey, oh, okay. This is the one that I saw on Temu and didn't understand. This is the AR game console. This was not massively expensive, right?
It was kind of expensive. It's $53.
Oh, okay. The reason why this really stands out to me is that when you go on Temu and you're looking for things, typically it falls into one of two categories. Either accessories or stuff for real consoles, or fake versions of games, or knockoffs or emulators or whatever. This is neither of those. This actually seems like, at least on the surface, like an actual, legitimate, real standalone device, which is really strange. So I'm curious to play with it and see, like, is this just based on something? Are we playing NES games in AR? Is this something that's completely unique? Like, I'm just really curious. Okay, well, we've already got some stuff. So HDMI, it's a good start. USB A to A cable, very strange. This is an LED ball, it has a USB port on it. What the hell am I looking at here? So confused. I'm so confused. Okay. So, it's got a face. Of course it's got a face. All right, we got a lot of stuff going on here. So we've got a little projector of some sort, I think here. Maybe that's the camera, I'm not sure. We have a USB port on the top, which I'm gonna guess is for the LED. We have a little switch on the back, HDMI, another USB-A, and a micro SD card, which is already installed, which is 4 gigabytes. So that's just, I'm guessing, our game/OS or something. It's telling me to plug in my wireless dance mat, which is equipped with batteries. Huh?
The listing doesn't say anything about a mat.
Maybe it projects it on the ground.
Well, I guess there's one way to find out. Shouldn't have looked at that. Boy, that's an LED doing my eyeballs. I can't see anymore. Oh, there we go. Dude, it is so bright. That is not something that you should be looking at with your eyes. That hurt me.
Here at Overclock Media, we strive for excellence. But in order to achieve this excellence, you will watch through a 101-step process on how we make our videos.
Using stock footage, we have revolutionized the ability to use AI generation to create content. The people are not necessary when you have the AI. So I've got motion sport games, puzzle casual games, AR games, which apparently has a camera, and classic games. Let's start with classic games.
A boy and his blob.
I'm gonna play A Boy in His Blob. That's the game I'm playing now. It's just an NES game.
Wait.
I think I know what this. Okay.
Bull on blob baloney.
Okay, is that my blob? So this just has NES games. Oh, I'm supposed to throw him jelly beans. What? I don't know how to play A Boy and His Blob. Okay, so it's got a bunch of NES games on it because of course it does. Let's try AR games next. Cut the Fruit. Crazy Ping Pong. Happy Rope Skipping. Header Boy. Let's do Cut the Fruit. So, oh my God, it's an actual camera. What is this thing, man? This is actually kind of cool. All right, I'm gonna move it down a little bit. Haha, I'm a real person. I'm a fruit ninja. Ah, nope, nope. Let me do that. Dude, this is actually legit. Who would have thought that I could find something like this on Temu? This is actually cool. Yeah, this thing is truly one of the most bizarre items I've ever found on Temu because it kind of works and works pretty well. I mean, the motion games suck, but the AR stuff and like the fact they've got a bunch of NES games randomly, like, this is actually kind of cool. And importantly, it has some great stock music, so you can just vibe. Razer Death Adder Essential and Logitech G102. So these are mice that are maybe or maybe not legitimate, authentic, and real. How much was this? Because these are both like way too cheap, right?
Yeah. So the Razer mouse is $17 and the
cheap.
Logitech mouse is $23.
Both of the real versions of these mice should be a good chunk more expensive than that, I would say. Even if there's some weird like gray market something. Let's just take a look at them one at a time. This Razer, I mean, like that looks like a dead giveaway that that's a fake box. Like it's kind of similar, but I mean, it literally like the text almost goes over the edge. Okay, well yeah, that's not real. Razer Master Guide. Pretty sure that is not the Razer font. Look at the way it was typed. It's like in the world's tiniest little font. No, there's no shot. I mean, I think the real tell for both these things is gonna be when I actually plug them into the laptop to see if they're recognized as generic mice or if they actually show up and work with, Logitech or Razer software. It does say setting up Razer Death Adder Essential. Okay. And, oh, Razer stuff is popping up. It's legit. Yep. Look, I'll be honest. If Synapse believes it, it looks as legit as it is. It is suspiciously cheap. I don't know what more you can say about it. Let's try the Logitech. It's got a little G on the bag. It's got that very thin cable, which looks like a real Logitech thing. This is a real mouse. I am quite confident. G102. Oh yeah, the DPI selector's working. You know what? I think we actually have two legitimate mice from Temu. Why, hello there! It is a couple of weeks in the future, as you can see from the evolution of the set, and I have a different haircut. The main reason for this is that we were actually missing a couple of items from Temu which ended up getting canceled. Now thankfully we actually did get refunds for both of these automatically. It just took a few weeks. Beyond that though, let's take a look at some of the last of our items, including this. It's my joypad. Not a Joy-Con, nope, that's copyrighted. And it's not for my Nintendo Switch, no, it's for my NSW. The world of knockoff Joy-Cons is quite extensive and, oh, that's nice, that actually is. I mean, they need to have a slide down thing so you're not a moron. So we actually have what seems to be a pretty nice looking Joy-Con. For $19, these work wirelessly. They feel better than the original Joy-Cons. They have removable sticks if I can figure out how to put them back on. It has this nice little rotating grip. They charge via USB-C and via the Switch. I literally, unless maybe the vibration motor sucks, I actually don't have anything bad to say about these. Oh, you know what? That vibration's actually not bad. I mean, it might not be quite as nice as like the full HD rumble, but it doesn't feel terrible, certainly for a third-party controller. And I will say that those taller sticks make quite a big difference, because with the standard height sticks, it's fine, but this definitely feels like I've got a little bit more range of motion. This is really legit for $19 as my battery runs out. What a perfect segue to our second set of Joy-Cons. Look, I couldn't help myself. Okay, so 27 bucks. I have slightly higher expectations, mostly just because these are so good. I'm gonna say something I may regret. I think these are the best Joy-Cons I've ever used. Like, obviously just kind of first impression stuff, but these feel better than Joy-Cons in pretty much every way, which means that these are gonna have some stiff competition. And also, I think what we're learning here is don't buy real Joy-Cons. So these are a little bit more similar to the standard size of Joy-Cons. In fact, they're actually pretty much the same. So if I put that side by side with an original Joy-Con, of course it's gotta have the turbo and the macro button, but largely looks the same, I'll say. The party trick with these though, should be that if we connect it to our Switch, 1 and 2. Hey, we got RGB! Hey, you know what? That actually looks kind of cool, right? I mean, you can, if you look closely, you can see that there's just like 4 LEDs there, so they bleed a little bit on each side, so it's not quite as diffused. But like, honestly, for less than 30 bucks, do you really care? Because I don't. You know what I'm missing here? There's no rumble on these Joy-Cons. A little bit of a ding. I mean, again, I use my Switch Lite, which doesn't also have any rumble. But that's probably the main downside here, is that there's no rumble. Whereas the cheaper Joy-Cons do actually have rumble as well. Nah, go with these. Go with these. Honestly, this is legit. Before the Apple Vision Pro, before the Meta Quest 3, there was the real GOAT when it comes to virtual reality. We're talking about the Nintendo Switch. Yes, my friends, the Nintendo Switch does support VR. So let's take a look at the headset, which I'm sure is gonna be as basic as it gets. Oh yeah, dude. You know what this reminds me of? There was an era, you know, in like 2013, 2014, 2015, where everyone was using phone-based VR. So things like Gear VR, Google Cardboard, Daydream. Wow, this looks awful. Oh my God. So the problem with this is that you're looking at a 1280 by 720p display, which is split, so you only get half those pixels per eye. And then the only tracking to speak of is really just the gyroscope. So like as I move, it is only vaguely connected. You know, actually I will say though, that first impression, actually adjusting these makes a fairly big difference. It's not good, but at least it's kind of doable. Unless you were obsessed with trying all the VR capabilities of the Nintendo Switch, this is probably left in 2018 where we found it. So that, my friends, is everything we've gotten from Temu. We actually got some pretty good stuff this time around. And some not so good stuff. It's almost like buying fake gaming gear on Temu.com is not always a great idea. Who would have guessed? All you need to do is subscribe to the channel and ring-a-ling that ding-a-ling button, and happiness will be coming straight to you, my baby birds. Just keep on flying, never stop. You just gotta flap, flap, flap away. Flap, flap, flap away till you reach the sky. Realize it's really cold up there. You want to go back down to the ground because warmer. Oh, sorry guys. And of course, huge thank you to Acronis for sponsoring today's video. Flap, flap, flap away.